Hello, everybody, and welcome to another My Music Now. Today, exciting. I've got 3 people from Isolation here to talk to you about their music. Anyway, we're going to have the cat dancing, and then we'll be back to talk to Ben, Jake, and Harrison after this.
Keep on, don't stop. Keep on, don't stop. Keep on, don't stop.
Lads, how are you?
I'm not too bad, mate. Are you?
Good.
Nah,
Enjoy the dancing cat. Everybody does. I mean, it's great.
I did, mate. I did. Fascinating.
No, we want that as a kids' TV show for adults. That would be great. So, how did you lot get together then?
So basically, I started a thing called Join My Band. Went on it, advertised the needed members. That's how I found Jake. I found the previous members, but obviously with us having a lineup change in the past 6 months, I then went on it again. Advertised that we now need a bassist and a lead guitarist. That's where I found Ben. Jason, who sadly isn't here because of work. I also knew Jason for quite a while. So I just sent him a DM asking if he fancied coming down, having a rehearsal with us. And then from there, it's been all right.
Cool. So it's all your fault, Harrison.
It is, mate.
It's your fault. You put this together. It's good that there's like a jobs board, isn't it, for finding musicians. Do you know, back in the day, it was always Melody Maker.
Yeah.
We used to like put adverts in Melody Maker, and you get some weirdos turn up.
Times have changed.
Yeah, times have changed. It's completely swipe right now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Don't want you in me band. No, I don't want you in me band. There you go. What was your vision for this on Tumblr?
So I would say, from being 3-year-old, I've always wanted to be in a band, get out there. So with me being in bands previously, they've never really got anywhere. So I thought, well, this was the one what I can fully focus on now. So then from there, I thought, you know what, let's go for it.
Cool. Okay. Folks, what made you apply?
I'll take this one first. So I was sick of coming home and not doing anything really. So I just wanted to actually play my guitar outside of the bedroom, write some songs and, get it out there and be heard and sort of express the passion. That was what it was for me. So I wanted to be a part of it.
Cool. So you'd like, how long have you been playing guitar, Joe?
I started in lockdown, really. That's where it came from.
Right. Wow. So this is pretty quick for you. This has been a fairly quick, sort of learning curve for you. But you started writing stuff, playing stuff at home and whatever. But thought, I wonder what it's like to actually playing with other people, etc.
Yeah, I've been practicing for a while. Learning songs, writing my own songs, things like that. And I just wanted to take a bit of a jump and give it a go, really.
I think everybody forgets actually out there that, however cool somebody is up on stage, that's like very proficient in their instrument, right? Even if you watch someone like old recordings of Prince playing every instrument under the sun very proficiently, he must have spent ages being a geek in his bedroom. Everybody forgets that, right?
Unfortunately, yeah.
You don't just get that good. You don't just wake up one day and go, "Oh, look at that! I can do this." In fact, I think there's some interviews with Prince himself actually talking about, this was hard. This wasn't an easy instrument to learn. I struggled with it. You wouldn't believe that when you see him actually play. But there you go, Ben. What about you? Why did you want to join?
Similar story for me, really, as well. I've been in bands before and stuff like Harrison. My last one was I was kind of the only driving force behind it and like the main passion from it. So I feel like I needed to find a group of people that shared that passion and had the same visions. And I could tell straight away these boys did. But yeah, I was in the same position as Jake, trying just coming home wishing I was in rehearsals or on stage or whatnot. So just one night I was genuinely in a loophole for about 3 hours scrolling through all these websites, like join my band and other ones as well. And I think I found a 3-month-old post from these boys, and Harrison got straight back to me, and rest is history, really.
Oh, so where does this name isolation come from? Is it the fact that you all were kind of isolated and then you found each other? Is that where it comes from, or?
The way it tends to go is I say that I came up with it. Harrison says that he came up with it. So
Yeah, we all
don't
know
talk too much about it. It might go downhill for me.
So do we want a competition now to decide this once and for all? I mean, do we think of a way
Say your
to?
piece, Harrison. Let's hear it.
I honestly, I can't even remember. I don't know if we were in a rehearsal room or whether it were on WhatsApp. I can't even remember how we came up with it.
From
just think
what
we're
I
going through
recall,
band names
it was, yeah, we were in a rehearsal room in the early rehearsals, figuring out what we should call ourselves. I thought it would be better to have one word as opposed to the something. I just thought something a bit different, something that has its own, I don't know, vibe. And isolation can be quite a lot of things. It's quite a vague word, I suppose. So whether I came up with it or he did, we both liked it anyway.
Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't you put that down right now, right? And neither of you came up with it. Make up a story about where it actually came from, right? Because that's what everybody else does, right?
True.
You know,
True.
everybody makes up. What you got to do is come up with a really good story as to where isolation came from, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's like my dog writes my newsletters. That's my story, okay? So I've got quite a successful newsletter out there, which lots of people read. It's got about 5,000 listeners, 5,000 readers a month, and it's called Sausage Dogs Are Cute. It's not actually about sausage dogs per se; it's about marketing. But my story is that Trooper writes it, okay, and then he appears in it, and so just come up with a story, and that would be great, right?
A lot of people have come up to us and asked us how we came about it, and they just think they automatically go to when COVID. Did you get it from when COVID came along? So I don't know if that's what Jake was thinking or something like that, but there's quite a few. I mean, if it were me personally, I'm making up a story. I'd just say many times I were in isolation in school. So yeah.
Didn't exist in my day. There's all these different. I only learned the other day. There's all of these different things that they can put you in school now.
Yeah.
Like in my day, it was just detention, but nowadays it's like restart, isolation, detention, whatever. It must get confusing for everybody involved in that whole process. What is it you're writing about? If people are listening to this, what is it that you in 2026, weird time going on in the world? What is it that you're looking at as a band?
Yeah, so the main lyrics are written by either me or Jason. At the moment, it tends to be he will write the majority of the song, or I will write the majority of the song. We've not collaborated too much on the songs themselves, but it kind of changes the inspiration behind songs. Certain ones are just about, how you might feel on a certain day or a situation, or something just comes to you and you feel inspired to write about it. But as for obviously the latest single, it's just more, it's less really about politics. People think it's more political, but it's more about just worrying about your country and seeing divide in the country and all that, and how it can affect people.
Where do you think all of this divide comes from, though?
Probably comes from politics.
Does it? Does it? Or are people even worried about? Do you know what? I wonder whether people even care about politics in a way. I think a lot of people have just given up on politics, right?
Especially the younger generation.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I think a lot of divide comes back down to these days. It comes back to poor communication. I just don't think we're communicating with each other particularly well, are we?
Yeah, definitely. I think I was just thinking when we were talking about how Isolation's name came about, I was thinking also about how, in the more modern age with the internet and, phones and social media and whatnot, people are staying indoor more, people aren't connecting as much. So people do feel more isolated. And that also goes hand in hand with the song and the divide in the country. And, someone's reading this newspaper that says this, someone's reading this newspaper that says this, or, even lots of media can tell different stories and things as well.
Yeah. Have any of you been victim to sort of like cancel culture yourself?
Not yet.
Not really.
No, but it's there. That's the thing.
Oh, 100%.
I just think that it's a very kind of dangerous thing. I understand like people needing to look after their own sort of mental health and everything else, but it's almost like we've reached a point now in society where we can't agree to disagree. Right? Everything's becoming very, very polar out there.
Yeah, there's no middle ground, is there?
No, I know
Yeah.
there isn't. And I think that's the problem. I think we should actually all be trying to look for the middle. We should be trying to look for, like, is that would that be something long term that you would kind of make as a kind of goal for the band? I mean, if the band carried on and was successful or whatever, would you want to be unifiers? Be great if you're a band in isolation are actually bringing people together. That would be good.
Yeah, it's always been about, the live shows bringing people down. And if we can appeal to people who are just sitting in the house and that gets them out, then that's great too. But it's for everyone really. But yeah, the live shows, we like to create a good atmosphere and get as many people down as possible and whatnot.
I think that's a good thing with the lyrics as well. Then not to sort of going down one direction with any politics or anything. It's kind of just like this is the mess that's going on, and everyone can agree on that, and everyone can relate to it. I think.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's happy with anything really.
No.
God. You know what we all need to do is we just need to all escape to the country for 5 minutes and just go for a walk. Right? That's what we all need to do.
It would actually make a difference.
It would. No, honestly, it would. That's why I live in the country, right? It's good. I think some days where like, I talk about this a lot on here, but some days where everything's too much. I just go to the sea and just look at the sea, right? I just think all of us need to feel that moment of insignificance once in a while and like, actually look at that. Doesn't matter how big you think you are or how important it is that you're on this, that, or the other and doing well on social media or whatever. Look at that sea. That controls everything, right? Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's good for us all once in a while. Who are you gathering as fans? Who have you found as you've put this music out there and started playing gigs? Who's coming along? Who's a typical isolation fan?
Well, a lot of my mates are football fans. So we've got quite a lot of football fans. They were also into the indie, so they're frequent gig goers as well. Just people within the indie scene, and yeah, family, and stuff like that.
Like I saw on your Instagram. Sorry, I was just going to say, Joe, but I saw on your Instagram that you've started doing merch. But when you can afford it, perhaps you want to do football shirts then.
Oh, 100%. I've always said I do want to do them.
Yeah.
Honestly, you met bands who are doing them now and just sell out within one gig.
Yeah.
They're a massive thing at the minute.
I just feel it's like people want that feeling of community and they want that feeling like they're part of a club, literally.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think that's why it's working.
The ratings did it first.
Well, I'd argue Shed 7 did, but
yeah.
being older and being of that generation, I think Shed 7 started with the football shirt quite a long time ago. Probably now, if I go and look it up on Wikipedia or whatever, I'll probably find it was someone else that did it in the 60s or something like that. But there is becoming a history of like people now doing a football shirt and just kind of that kind of belonging. Are you finding a way of keeping in touch with those people once they've come to gigs and whatever? Yeah. How are you doing that?
So we'll socially connect with them, so that interaction. We're also going to be getting a mailing list. and different channels on our social media and stuff like that. So instead of just go straight into your messages or stuff like that. So instead of going straight to our account, just go to email. But everyone checks on them, don't they? So you'll most likely see it there. So yeah.
What are you all working on at the moment? What's going on in camp isolation at the moment? Sounds good, that, doesn't it? Camp isolation. Isolation
does.
camp. Yeah,
It does. There's many things are going on. We're getting ready for our arguably most important gig so far, which is our headline on the 21st of Manchester. No, the 21st of February in Manchester at the Lions Den. You can see the importance there. So we're rehearsing for that at the moment. We've written a few new songs since our last couple gigs and things like that. So that's what we're working on. And then obviously getting some music out there over the next few months is important to us as well.
cool.
We've got a single dropping next Friday. That's England's Burning.
Yeah, it's
So
good.
that's
a good
like
song.
that's like the main thing for us at the minute. Just focusing on that, promoting it, getting it to playlist curators, our PR team and stuff like that, just so we can try and push it as much as we can.
I listened to it earlier. I was thinking of like starting a kind of England's Burning playlist.
That'll be all right.
Yeah, that would be all right, wouldn't it? Have you thought about it? If you were to put together an England's Burning playlist, what other songs from other people would be in there? I think PJ Harvey song, right, or the PJ Harvey album, "Let England Shake," that should be in there because it's kind of got that same kind of resonance to it. What else would you put in there alongside your song?
I'll probably
I've got an
stick to
idea, but does
the
anyone
Jam.
else want to go?
Probably
Go
put the
for it.
Jam in there. London Underground.
Yeah,
I'd say a lot of Sam
that'd be
Fender's
one.
music talks a lot about similar things or similar themes. A lot of his music is quite reflective on the country and his situation and situation in his town as well. So I'd probably have a couple of his in there as well.
cool. What about you, Ben? You got a track that you'd put in there?
Well, Jake's just swooped in on my what I was going to say.
Oh,
Might as well, I'm afraid.
Oh, Jake.
Sorry.
Put me on the spot now.
tell you what, you think about it,
What do you
right?
think?
You think about it. Okay. Well, I'll ask this next question. Who in the band's got the most embarrassing music taste?
Probably Jake.
I mean, don't want to start.
reckon.
Jake, really?
I reckon so.
He's saying no, but
I'm trying to stay
What?
calm.
It's
why?
like you've got me and Jason who are into the more heavier kind of indie. Ben's more into the same kind of thing, whereas Jake's more into his relaxed kind of stuff. Jake can probably listen to anything.
That's the thing. I'd say my taste is a bit more diverse and really wide.
Mhm.
So you could catch me listening to something that someone might think is embarrassing, but it's just because I listen to so many different things on the spectrum of music that someone's going to dislike it at some point.
Okay, so is there something genre-wise or whatever that you would all agree on that you would never ever touch with a barge pole?
I reckon jazz.
Really?
Yeah,
What, to play or to listen to?
to listen to.
Really? Don't like jazz?
Not for me.
Not for you.
I love Buddy Rich. Buddy Rich is one of the best drummers to ever grace them.
Yeah.
Well,
For me,
was.
I'd love to watch a jazz band. I think they're like some of the best musicians, but
Oh,
I listen to. But like just going to watch one, like just for the culture, 100%.
I'd definitely go to like a jazz club.
Oh, 100%.
But
Yeah.
in terms of music that we would play, definitely not going over there. I think it's got to stay within the bounds of rock or indie rock or alternative rock.
Yeah,
That's it really.
but we have actually had quite a lot of punk. A lot of people think it's quite punky. The next song we're releasing, so like quite post-punk. So
Just trust me on this though. As a kind of indie band, don't sign to a punk label ever. Right? It was a disaster. Honestly, it was. This is us back in the early 90s. There we go.
Oh,
Right?
wow.
That's me.
wow.
the hair. So we were an indie band, right? We fitted in lovely with like the Charlatans and James and people like that who we did bits and pieces with. But we got signed to a punk label, and they used to then put us on headlining punk gigs. Nightmare. Because we'd do like we'd be like, you know, jangly guitars and melody and like harmonies and whatever. And we'd come on after someone had been like, and and everyone was drunk and throwing stuff and whatever. And then we'd come on with like songs, and no one got it. So you know, so yeah, you know, have that kind of punk ethos, I would say. You know, embrace the punk, love the DIY kind of element, but just be careful not to ever sign to a punk. That's all. Yeah, there you go. That's the thing. So jazz is out, punk is in, and whatever. Will we hear any difference in your sound going forward? Do you feel like there's still a lot of experimenting that you want to do that you haven't done yet?
Yeah.
What would that look like?
I'd say so. Well, with us only being together for such a short amount of time, when I formed the band around April time, would you say, last year, we literally only had a lineup change late June. And then we ended up supporting the Real People in November. And we were only together for about 3 months.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
we didn't actually have Ben and Jason join until September.
Yeah.
So that's when it all came together properly.
Right. Where do you want to try taking your sound that you haven't experimented with yet?
I think going forward, we're probably going to bring in a bit of heavier stuff. So far, there's not been anything too heavy, I'd say. But I think we have a bit of a mix of the heavy tunes and ones that are, you know, quite good for the summer, or just, you know, a bit on the softer side, but still hit home, I'd say. But I think, yeah, going forward, there will be some heavier stuff on the way.
You want something to open a show and close a show with?
That sort of thing.
That's the sort of thing. Something that's like right in your face, because that's not necessarily your most poppy tune, is it? That you open a show with.
Exactly.
But you want something that hits people between the eyes as soon as they get there. Yeah, I know. Right, so that's the tune you haven't quite written yet, but you will. It will come.
Yeah.
I'll look forward to that. What's the hardest thing for all of you out there trying to make it as musicians in 2026? And how can the people that are listening help?
I'd say it's a very competitive industry. And I think with Oasis coming back, you're beginning to see a lot more bands coming through. A lot more bands. It's like the indie scene's coming back. So the underground's becoming, music's becoming good again, especially
everyone wanted to pick up a guitar again, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of almost a perfect storm. We had COVID. People were locked down. They didn't know what else to do or whatever. You know, people picked up guitars, and then coming out of that, we've had like Oasis reunion, and we've had, you know, a lot of the bands from that era then coming back through, and, you know, producing some really great albums as well. You know, we've had like the last Cast, for example, brilliant. You know, I think like a lot of those bands now, like Shed 7 that I mentioned earlier, had a #1 album. You know, Matons.
That Radiohead. Yeah, Radiohead have just come back this year.
Exactly. We're just seeing that
it's a rise, isn't it?
It's a guitar boom, I would say.
Yeah. I think so, and I think it did stem from that sort of period over COVID, where it's like, you know, oh, look, my dad's got a guitar in the house. Maybe I could pick it up and learn how to play a few chords. That's great. Let's hope it continues. Yeah, let's hope it continues, and let's hope it.
But I'd probably say TikTok's pushed it as well. TikTok has been massive.
Oh my word! You get on TikTok, and it's one after the other. Someone playing their guitar. Yeah.
I think there's also been like recently a massive focus on solo performance. I think in the last few years there's been sort of, you know, small amount of bands really, and now you're starting to see a shift in that. I think in the next 5 years you're really going to see band music dominating again. I do think.
Yeah. It's
Really
like you look
so.
at the charts, all of the charts, there's not many bands in there at the minute. It's all solo artists.
Yeah. But
A lot of pop.
a lot of yeah, a lot of pop. Actually, I mean, does anyone look at the charts anymore? That's the that's the
True.
thing, isn't it? You know,
I know, yeah.
I just feel like the charts are like something that pushes almost marketing and advertising, and you know, it like sort of almost goes alongside fashion and stuff like that,
Mm.
right? I mean,
Yeah, I think
people need.
Sorry,
I
a lot of the charts I think is kind of how big your marketing budget might be, really.
I just think people want. I think people want something that they can actually follow and get involved with. And it's that community thing again. It's that, you know,
Yeah.
belonging to something, right? You can't belong to something that's part of a marketing strategy, right?
No.
It doesn't feel like you're connected to it in any particular way. And I think that's one of the reasons why the Oasis thing was as big as it was
Yeah.
that people just felt connected again to something. They felt connected to it. It's like a movement rather than just a band coming back. So I think it's important. There you go. Listen, guys, it's been lovely to meet you. So
It's been a pleasure.
the is the song out? The song's coming out, isn't it? It's coming out soon.
Yeah, next Friday. The
Next
pre-save link is in our Instagram bio,
There you go.
which is isolation_official band. If you fancy giving us a cheeky follow.
Ooh, little cheeky follow. Go on, folks. Give us a little cheeky follow. Oh dear, you have to work for it these days. I know. I've been doing TikTok lives all
100%.
week. You know,
Yeah.
and you sit there and go, "Come on, give me a follow. Press the button." And they go,
Definitely.
and the thing is, it's soul destroying as well, because people come on, especially TikTok. People come on and they watch for like a minute a minute second, not even a second, a particle of a second, and then they disappear again. You think, why? Just stay for a second longer and follow. You know, you're there giving it your absolute all, and you think, just, you know, but there
Yeah.
we go.
Definitely, the support matters a lot for upcoming bands, and especially around Manchester as well, which is obviously, you know, where we're based. It's very competitive around there as well. But there's a good community of people who are coming out and supporting. But it's always just, you know, giving us a follow, pre-saving the music, streaming it when it comes out, and coming to the gigs. That's what it's all about in terms of like supporting and helping the bands come through and whatnot.
Absolutely. And then we've got great people like Kate Nash, who was in Parliament yesterday, giving it some to the politicians about why you actually must support musicians right now, because everyone's in desperate need. So,
And grassroots venues as well.
100%. 100%. Guys, thanks for joining. Next time, let's get your other member back as well. That would be great if we could have all four of you. Yeah. You have to, you know, people have to work, which is a terrible thing, but that's the way that musicians make their money these days. They work and they work. They work twice. You know, how many of you are doing 2 jobs out there? This has been Isolation. I hope you've enjoyed listening to them today. If you have, then please do go and support them now. Do pre-save the single. Do go and follow them on all the platforms. Every little thing that you do helps. We will be back soon with more My Music. But until then, from all of us